time, like I always say.
Ready?
Yep.
The unknown zone.
Talk show, talk show.
Zone unknown.
Talk show, talk show.
How the hell you find it?
In your overpriced high-tech telephone.
Deep in your bones.
Underneath a pile of stones.
It's some kind of virus. Deep in your nose, in between your toes, smack dab in the middle of your split crotch pantyhose. The unknown show.
Talk show.
The unknown show.
Talk show.
The unknown zone.
Talk show. I want to save Phil. I do want to save Phil, but we're going to plant some seeds.
Yeah.
So interviewed, and this is what they're talking about, is that you have to get 2 doses. And second dose, you have to take, you're probably going to have to take a day off because the side effects are going to be that intense.
Bloody hell.
Only wants everybody to take a second dose because it affects his profit margin because he's heavily invested in the pharma industry.
Right. Exactly.
You know, there are so many conflicts of interest with him that I don't know why more people aren't asking the questions.
And can I tell you, and why while I was watching this interview, the journalist, he was so nervous. I mean, I'm going to say his acting was horrible.
Of course.
He was so nervous. And stuttering. Like he didn't even have his story straight. It was amazing to watch. And I watched this on the Joe Rogan show, and all I could see, I was watching the wheels turn as Joe was convincing himself that the side effects, which could be, high fever, it could be, you could get crippled from this.
Chills, you got chills.
Chills, whatever, like spinal injury.
I think the problem is deeper than that, just like the immediate side effects, because you see, the bottom line is this. If I have to, personally, if I have to put anything in my body, that I haven't had a coffee or a drink for 20 years, I want to know exactly what's in it.
Correct.
I want to do a personal investigation on what's in it.
Yep.
And I want to know what is in it and what will it do to my body.
Thank you.
Short term and long term.
Correct.
I'm not believing any psychopath telling me what to do with my body.
Who's not a doctor or a scientist.
I actually rather be dead, because then I don't have to suffer.
Exactly.
Because if they're putting, I mean, just on the other hand, it's like when you think today that apparently 2 out of 2 men are getting cancer. It's like, how in the world is this happening?
Children have the highest cancer rate, and they have the.
I'm not fully against if there is a real benefit, but you have a bad code that my mom had pneumonia at 92, which is way worse than this bad code, and she survived at 92.
Yeah. Well, there's a woman.
When people have to die, they die.
Exactly. There's a woman, 102.
It's crazy.
In New York who had twice and survived.
It's a bad code, and this whole thing is absurd. It's out of line. Yeah. It's ridiculous, and these people are pathetic.
Correct.
Statistically, you are more likely to be struck by lightning or die in a car accident. So can we start with banning cars, maybe?
I think so.
Let's do that.
How would that go down, do you think? Let's ban cars, because that's more dangerous for your health.
Or no
Excuse
more
me?
rain, like no more rain ever.
Maureen. Well,
Yvonne,
yes, Polly.
I can give you the bird flu for free.
Oh, thank you, Polly.
That's sweet.
I'd love that. I love building my immune system up, so I'll hold you to that.
Totally.
But we got to get naked together.
I knew
Yeah,
that was coming. That was
why
next.
not?
That's right.
Come down to the Caribbean.
Okay.
There
There you go,
Polly.
Polly. There you go, Polly. Another chance to get the guests.
Yeah.
Well, Polly, in Mexico, there'd be a lot of your relatives probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, you both of you have very sexy accents.
They do, right?
Oh,
thank you.
And you know what I love about them is they're beautiful inside and out. And that actually, you know what? We're gonna let's leave and come back, and I'm gonna show you the artist rendering that I made. And then I want to talk about beauty and women.
And what about your Christmas story?
That's at the end. Thank you, Phil, for reminding me. All right,
Beauty and duty. I love the topics, beauty and duty.
Beauty and duty.
Great.
Oh, you know what the title of this episode is? Actually, I forgot to say is Chicks and Dicks.
Oh, lovely.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, we're all well represented.
Exactly. I thought of it all by myself. Thank you.
Great.
So my sister and I were talking. Right, that was good anti-mask music, Phil. I like that. So my sister and I were wondering because when I go to a restaurant in Brooklyn, you have to wear the mask at the front of the here. I'll show you my rendering. You're at the entrance of the restaurant, right? And the virus is right here, right? You have to wear the masks, and you get your temperature. There's the temperature. You get the temperature taken, which I do on the wrist because I don't want to interfere with my third eye.
Sure.
I was told that. So I do it on the wrist, but so you get the virus is here. Then I'm walking to my table, right? The virus is at the bar. It's all in that whole area at the bar, right? But then you get to the table. Now, this is very interesting. Here, I'm going to change side. Okay, so you're at the table. The virus is not below this area.
No.
Right? You can take your mask off and eat. It's up above. It's all here. And if you're a waiter, you have to wear the mask because you're in that zone. You're in the virus zone.
Unknown zone.
The unknown zone.
She's certainly in the unknown zone.
So this is the virus zone. So he has to wear the mask, but we don't have to down here.
No.
And then you have to leave the restaurant before 10 because the virus is everywhere then.
Exactly. That's
But I love Anna saying, what's your saying, Anna? If you can pretend that your mask works.
You can pretend that me not wearing one works too.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, because it's the whole idea is that not wearing one works too.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, because it's the whole idea is absurd. And what is interesting is like when you go to countries, the civilized countries, the real civilized countries, like Japan, for example, 30 years ago, when a person had a cold, they would wear a mask because they don't want to sneeze on your face. Mm-hmm. But when they are sick and they have a really bad cold with when it's like, it was out of respect. It's like, okay, I got a clothes and I don't want to give it to you. Right. And it's voluntarily. It's like, but everybody, it's a thing. It's like the taxi driver wears a white fabric glove to touch your door, if he has to. It's like, this is really clean. So I find it hypocritical to have this. It's totally absurd, but having healthy people first, the usage of the word, what are they saying? That you are without symptoms, asymptomatic.
Oh, asymptomatic? Is that
asymptomatic? That is such a psychological warfare because I am healthy. I'm not asymptomatic.
Correct.
And when I have a cold, I do have a cold and I do sneeze. If not, my body has viruses like everybody else's bodies forever in eternity of the human existence. Well, this is not like breaking news. There are viruses around. It's
Polly, yes.
madness.
Madness.
Excuse
Polly.
me.
Yes.
I disagree. Masks are very practical. Happy wears one so you can't see his lips move when I talk.
Can I tell you, this whole time, I swear to God, I thought that was your face.
I thought so too. That is great.
Oh my God, you're a
It
genius.
took me the second week to figure that out.
Third week with Polly.
So
I
you
figured
wear
it
a
out
mask all
the
by
second week.
yourself in your home?
When we like to pretend that Happy doesn't talk.
Only when he's doing a ventriloquism. Only when he's Polly's voice.
All
Yeah.
right, all right. I like that idea. I think it's brilliant.
That's awesome. Oh my God, that's so cool, man. So, okay, so I hope this was an intervention for Phil. That was my goal. Thank you, ladies.
My employer. Lean on my employer.
I don't want you to die.
Lean on my employer.
Don't worry about your employer. We will take care of her.
All right.
Oh, that employer. I thought I wish I was your employer. That would be cool. One day.
No employer.
I wish. So I want to talk about one more thing, and then I thought of a happy Christmas story I have, which is very unusual for me from childhood. So, but first I want to talk about beauty, because we as women, right? Anna was in the fashion industry, and Badria being an actor, you've succumbed, not that you've succumbed, but you've been, you're around men telling us what we're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Right. So this is my dilemma, right? This is my dilemma, because I like to look good. I like to get dressed up occasionally. I do the lashes now. I get the glued on the lashes.
I love your lashes.
Fun. I do a little stuff. I'm just going to say I do a little stuff. I don't want to go overboard ever. I just want to look like the best version of myself for as long as possible. And, women go too far. And where do we draw the line? That's my question. Because I wish I could age gracefully and let my hair go gray, but I don't really see that happening. So what is
that happening either? It's happening.
Yeah, but I wish I didn't have that big an ego.
I think it's beyond ego, if I may.
Yeah.
Because there's also providence and, like you say, intervention, divine intervention. In my case, it was divine intervention, to be honest, because I end up here, and it's hilarious because I look back. Okay, mystical things happened. When I left England, when I went to America, that I was stopped at the border, and they did this whole, I came from my French Parisian hairdresser. So he did the collar. It was like beautiful. And I go to Baltimore airport. I'm stopped on my tracks. Supposedly, it's a whole story, but supposedly I have violated nothing. They just picked me out. They put me in jail, and they threw me out for 5 years. Okay. This after 33 years of impeccable immigration status, even if my visa was good. So, it was just like, I don't know, business, or I was flagged. I don't know yet. But anyway, I go back to Paris. I go to Paris to London, and I have to repack stuff. Okay, my little makeup kit, for the first time in my life, it's very small, but I like to do a little thing, was disappeared mystically. I don't know where it is. It's gone. So I don't have it. And then my hair, since I've been here, it's such a drag. I actually don't have time for it. Right. And I decided that I would let it like this, because also I'm going to play a character in a movie that I'm going to use it. So I think it's beyond ego, because things happens to you where you kind of nudged into accepting your age, and that it's okay. And we talked about that, right, Badria, in our interview, where it's like, who gave this idea ever that a woman at 40 are going downhill and having wrinkles is a problem? It is not. It's beautiful.
Well, and I feel like I'm not. I don't say my age because I'm not there yet.
You don't have to.
But
you gave it away by saying you were an earth pig. I just have to.
I know. Well, I'm either 49 or 61. 49 or 61.
Exactly. I'm in between.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I knew someone would figure that out.
I say I'm in my 50s, and that's enough,
But the point is, at my age, I feel like I'm in my prime. I feel like I've learned the lessons I needed to learn to become who I am, ongoing, but I have a confidence and a sense of myself that I wished for.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And I think we probably all have. So I want to get past, I would love to just let my hair go white, and maybe I will sometime.
And maybe you won't, and it's okay too.
And maybe I won't. Thank you.
It's optional, you know. It's like
Right.
I think in the man thing. Let's bring in the man because we.
Yeah. Let me bring in the man right now.
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
In my opinion, there has to be a comfort for yourself. Like when I got a haircut the other day, and if you look carefully in the back, I have like a bald spot, and I'm like,
you're missing.
All right, I got a bald spot. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna put some spray paint in there, and so it has to do with a comfortability. But my grandmother, I loved her wrinkles. The only thing she did, she lived till 93, almost 94. She only dyed her hair a lot. That was the only thing she did. But she looked great. I mean, I loved her wrinkles. And my in-laws, my wife's grandmother, she was full of white hair, and I just loved it. I mean, it just shows a sign of maturity, a sign of lifelong lessons. And if you're not comfortable, then you're never going to be comfortable. But if you can get that comfort zone, then I think you're going to be in a good place.
The new man.
Yes.
That's how men should be. I like that, Phil. That's why you're my friend.
When I see the nurses and they get all the Botox, I go, holy moly.
Oh no. Yeah, that's a pressure. That's a lot of pressure for the cosmetic industry is another crazy idea.
So Phil, you're okay with your wife just aging naturally and
yeah, but she has to be comfortable with it, obviously.
She has to be. So if she wanted, let's say, a little squirt in the forehead, you'd be all right with that.
Well, I'm not going to be able to stop her anyway.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good girl.
There you go.
Are you saying Phil should squirt? Are you saying Phil should squirt her in the forehead?
I knew he was coming.
That's up to Phil. Polly. That's
Can you make a diagram? Can you draw that for us, Yvonne?
For the next show, I will.
Wow. Okay. Now we're talking.
Yeah, baby.
So Polly, how do you like your Polly, are you a man or a woman?
Yes.
You're pan. Pan.
They.
Right. That's right. You're
them.
So how do you like your potential mates? Do you care if they're
red? Laying down with a gag over their mouth.
So you're a top.
Does the gag have a ball in it, Polly?
Yeah, we always have a ball.
But now we're in burlesque.
A big boy has to be.
Are we ready to transition to the childhood?
Okay, well, listen, guys. I'm going to tell.
What a segue, though.
Yes.
What a segue.
Segue. There are no segues here. Next topic. There it is. So I thought this is actually our third Christmas show. I don't think, I think my third. I'll just say my third. So I thought maybe you guys have a nice story because, it tends to be a little on the dark side and revealing and truth-telling and all that stuff. I remembered an actual happy event from my childhood.
Cool.
I wanted to share it.
Go for it.
So I was, let's see, I was in 6th grade. If you want to put some background music, Phil? I was in 6th grade and I was at my grandmother's house in Pennsylvania. My parents were still together. Not happily, but they were together. And my grandmother had bought me for Christmas a tape recorder. And we were stuck there because there was a snowstorm. And my father said, why don't you, he was bored, we were all bored, whatever. He said, why don't you take out your tape recorder and interview me? And that's where it all, and he did all these different voices and whatever. And I feel like it was very, a premonition of what to follow. And it was a happy, fun time. That was a really fun time.
Do you think your dad planted the seed of you being a show host?
Possibly.
I think so, exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So
that's a nice
that was
story. It's a nice story.
It's a nice story, yeah, because I mean, there were good things,
Yeah,
they were good, but I
always.
tend to, focus. It's funny to focus on the bad things. So, anybody else before we go?
I have a good story. I have a sweet story, Christmas story. I left to Europe very early. Early. I was 18, immediately 18. And after a few years, I think 3 years, my sister also had left to Spain. And she was struggling financially. And so I was doing well. So she hadn't come for Christmas for like 3 years. So we decided to secretly bring her for Christmas without telling my family. So she went to my grandmother's house, and she arrived in Christmas, for Christmas Eve, last minute, because it was decided last minute. So we made a big package of a gift at my grandmother's house, and she got inside. So the top was like paper. And then we, at the Christmas, before dinner, we said, "Oh, Father, some box arrived for you, Mom and Dad, arrived for you. And they are, it's at the grandmother's house because it's so heavy. We couldn't move it here. So come and see." So we get them there. It was just adorable. Aww. And we say, "Oh, look, he says," and then before he opens it, she pops out of the box. And he was crying. It was so sweet. They were so surprised. So that was a good memory of Christmas because we made them super happy.
That's nice.
It was a sweet.
Anybody else?
Probably my fondest Christmas story is when I was a young boy in Catholic school. I sang for the choir, and our choir was quite good actually. And we sang midnight mass, and singing the Hallelujah chorus at the end was just mind blowing to this day. I still remember, it was so great.
Wow. Did that lead you into playing poker after?
No.
Just curious. I was just curious. Badria, do you have any lovely little story that you'd like to?
The one that comes to mind is when I was living in Baghdad. So Christmas Day used to be just a school day. So I'd go to school, and because I had a foreign mother who celebrated Christmas, I could leave after taking my exams in the morning. So I'd leave at 11:30, 12 o'clock. So that felt kind of special when you're a kid, that you're doing something that the rest of the class isn't doing. So, yeah.
You were the odd out.
The odd one out. Always. That's the theme of my life.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I feel, Polly, tell us.
Can I sing a little bit of my favorite Christmas song?
Absolutely.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being hung by the fire, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows the turkey on the mistletoe, all to make the spirit bright. Though it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
That's awesome. That's
brilliant.
I can't think of a better way to wrap it up.
Great.
Right? What a voice, Polly.
Polly, thank you.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Thank you.
Thank
you, everybody. Thank you, Badria.
Thank you, everyone.
Anna.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for joining me and Phil and Polly and Happy. I will see you guys in an hour.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We could have talked this so much more, but I appreciate you guys so much. I'm such a grateful member of Cine Tribe, and more to come.
Lots to come.
Right. Great to meet you, Happy and Polly and Phil. Enjoy the rest of
We
your
have your
Sunday.
back, Phil. We have your back.
That's right. Intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Thank you,
to feel
guys. Much
back.
apprecited.
Yes.
Feel the love.
I'll be on your ass. Don't worry.
Literally, if you allow.
Not with your strap on.
That's for sure.
Bucket list. Bucket list.
Good one, Badria.
Oh,
They really got my back, Yvonne.
Yvonne, I'm gonna buy. Should I buy you a strap-on
For
for Christmas?
Sure.
I'll buy you a strap-on for Christmas.
That would
There
be
you
lovely.
go.
Thank you. I'll put it in under my Christmas tree, or I should say my Christmas bush, right?
yes,
Put 'em fun. Put 'em
it's
fun.
more accurate.
All right,
Before
guys.
you
Do the
say
best.
this.
Deep in your nose, in between your toes, smack dab in the middle of your split crotch pantyhose. The unknown show.
Talk show.
The unknown show.
Talk show.
The unknown zone.
Talk show.